Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, lived a beautiful princess named Cinderella. Cinderella wasn't always a princess. She had a story that was as magical as a summer's dream of how a glass slipper had transformed her life. And though she was now royalty, her heart was as kind as the day she scrubbed floors and cooked meals for her cruel stepmother and stepsisters. Now that Cinderella was a princess, she lived in a grand castle with tall towers that brushed the blue sky and gardens filled with colorful flowers where the air was always sweet. But the most beautiful thing in the castle was Cinderella's smile, a smile that was as bright as 1,000 suns. Everyone in the kingdom loved her, for she was as kind and gentle as she was beautiful. One beautiful summer evening, when the sky was filled with 1,000,000 twinkling stars, the good fairy, Godmother, came to visit Cinderella. Godmother had a worried look on her face, something Cinderella had never seen before. "Cinderella," she began, "the last shooting star is in grave danger. The Wicked Witch of the North wants to steal its light and plunge the world into darkness. Only a heart filled with pure kindness and bravery can save the last shooting star, and that's why I am here, my dear." Cinderella listened to Godmother, her heart filled with determination. "I will save the last shooting star, Godmother. I cannot let the world lose its light," she bravely said. And so, with a swish of Godmother's wand, Cinderella was given a dress that shimmered like the night sky, a pair of boots as sturdy as oak, and a tiny satchel filled with magical items that could help her on her quest. Cinderella set off on her adventure, her heart filled with courage. She journeyed through thick forests where the trees stood tall like soldiers. She climbed hills that seemed as high as mountains. She crossed rivers where the water danced and sparkled under the sunlight. Yet, she never once complained. She never once turned back. On her journey, she met many creatures. Some were big and some were small. Some were friendly and some were not so kind. But Cinderella treated all of them with kindness. She helped a squirrel find its acorns, she comforted a scared bunny, and she even saved a little bird that had fallen from its nest. For each good deed, a star in her dress sparkled brighter. Finally, Cinderella reached the Wicked Witch's castle. It was a gloomy place with tall, dark towers and no flowers or trees around. But Cinderella didn't let fear cloud her heart. She knew she had a job to do. Inside the castle, the Wicked Witch was preparing a spell. She was cackling with glee at the thought of a world without light. But Cinderella was quick. She found the shooting star trapped in a glass bottle. It was dim and weak, but still beautiful. With a soft whisper and a wave of a magic wand, she broke the bottle and set the star free. The Wicked Witch, in her fury, tried to attack Cinderella, but the stars in Cinderella's dress shone so bright, it blinded the witch. Cinderella then used a magical item from her satchel to trap the witch and rid her of her powers. The last shooting star, now free, regained its strength and shot up into the sky, lighting it up with 1,000,000 sparkles. Cinderella's kindness had saved the light of the world. With its renewed light, the last shooting star turned the gloomy castle into a bright and beautiful place, filled with vibrant flowers and tall, lush trees. The star even turned the Wicked Witch into a tiny frog, ensuring she would never bring darkness upon the world again. Once Cinderella had completed her quest, the last shooting star granted her a wish as a token of its gratitude. Cinderella, with a smile on her face, wished for happiness and love to fill the kingdom. And just like that, a wave of warm, glowing light swept across the land, touching every heart with joy. Triumphant and filled with joy, Cinderella returned to her kingdom. The people welcomed their brave princess with cheers and applause, their eyes filled with admiration. Cinderella's kind heart had saved not just the last shooting star, but also the entire kingdom, filling it with love and light. That night, as Cinderella stood in the highest tower of her castle, she looked up at the star-filled sky. There, glowing the brightest, was the last shooting star she had saved. It twinkled at her, as if saying a silent thank you. Cinderella couldn't help but smile. She had faced dangers and trials, but her kindness had guided her through it all. And so, Cinderella, the princess with a heart as pure as a crystal stream, was a hero. Her tale spread throughout the lands, inspiring young and old alike. It was a tale of kindness, bravery, and the magic that lives in each one of us. It was a tale that would be told for generations to come. From that day forward, every night, the people of the kingdom would gather outside, their eyes trained on the dark sky, waiting for the last shooting star to cross the sky. As it shot across the night, leaving a trail of shimmering light behind, people made wishes, wishes for love, for joy, and for kindness to fill the world. And every time, without fail, Cinderella would join them, her heart filled with pride and joy. For the princess had learned that even the smallest act of kindness could light up the darkest night. And as long as she was there, as long as her tale was told, the light of kindness would never fade from her kingdom. And that, dear friends, was the tale of Cinderella and the last shooting star. So, as we gaze up at the star-filled sky, remember Cinderella's tale. Let's fill our hearts with kindness, just like our brave princess, and who knows, we might just save a shooting star one day.